Now, did you have a good night's sleep? It's something that everyone here on Sunrise talks about almost every day when you work very weird shifts. But according to new research, millions of us are caught up in a vicious cycle of stress and sleepless nights, with 9 out of 10 people in the UK suffering from some form of anxiety, and 3/4 of those losing sleep because of it. Let's talk to Neil Shah from the Stress Management Society, who's here. Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Oh, well, I'm all right, but what are we getting stressed about?
Well, this is the interesting thing, that there is such a variety of stressors in modern life. The pace of modern life, the fact that we're always on, that we've got devices that are churning information to us at a rate of knots, we're interacting with people that are also stressed, and you know, if someone's not in a good state, you come across a pugnacious character that irritates you, and then you take that irritation home and end up taking it out on your families, and then you get into bed and you've got all the stuff that's happened to you during the course of the day churning around in your mind. And it's a wonder that, you know, if 90% of people are experiencing stress at some point, it's a wonder that any of us are able to get a good night's sleep. And then we get ourselves stuck in this vicious cycle, because sleep is not only a symptom of stress, but it's also a cause of stress. You wake up in the morning, you haven't slept well, you've got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to come in to do breakfast television, and you're stressed. Obviously, that's, you haven't had a good night's sleep. That's going to lead to you feeling slightly stressed.
When you say not having a good night's sleep, is that you're awake too much, or that you're having disturbed sleep, maybe anxious dreams or things of that nature? A
lot of people experience what I would describe as the Roadrunner effect. I'm sure you've seen the cartoon Roadrunner at some point in your life. When Wile E. Coyote's laid a trap and Roadrunner stops running, he runs up to it at full pelt, and he's running so fast that when he stops, his feet stop, but his body does something like this. And most of us, because of the pace that we live our lives, that's pretty much what we experience when we get to bed. You know, we rush around to the point that we get into bed, you put your iPhone, your BlackBerry down, hit the pillow, turn off the light, and even though your body stops, your brain's still going off at 1,000 miles an hour, and I'm sure you've experienced that. It is next to impossible to fall asleep when that's going on, or if you do fall asleep, the depth and the quality of your sleep will be massively compromised. You'll be tossing and turning during the night, or you wake up in the morning feeling like you're not slept at all.
What would you suggest? A nice glass of wine to wind down at the end of the evening?
Actually, that's probably the last thing I would suggest. Alcohol's been proven to actually disturb your sleep. In small quantities, it's a stimulant, and often the things that we turn to medicate stress are the worst things that we should be reaching for. Alcohol, caffeine, nicotine, refined sugar products, all of those stimulate the system. When you're stressed, your body's already in a heavily stimulated state, and the stimulants make the situation worse, not better. Now, if we think about Roadrunner running up to that trap, rather than running at full pelt and experiencing this, what would be the best way for him to prevent this from happening? To slow down before it's time to stop. Now, anyone that has children will know how important it is to have a wind-down routine. What would you do to prepare a child for bed? Maybe a warm drink, a lullaby.
That's what you're saying, though, routine. But a lot of us, more and more of us, are working shifts, aren't we? So we can't get that routine established. Now, that's part of the reason why people aren't sleeping so well.
Absolutely, and that's a great point. I often travel for work. There'll be times where I'll get off a plane 11, 12 o'clock at night. By the time I get home, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Needs to be up at 6, 7 in the morning to go to another assignment. No matter what time I get back, I will always ensure that I take at least 45 minutes to wind down before I get into bed. Getting into bed in the wrong state is going to result in poor sleep. You're better off having an hour's less in bed, but going into bed in the right state, creating the right environment in your bedroom, taking some time to wind down, whether that's through relaxation techniques, breathing, meditation,
What about
yoga.
reading a book? I mean, if you go to bed and read a book for half an hour, which is a bit of an old-fashioned approach, but can that work?
Absolutely no. It depends on the choice of reading material. There's a particular magazine I subscribe to just to read at bedtime. I should really have thought that before I said that out loud. It's not that kind of magazine. I subscribe to National Geographic because it's a really nice, easy reading magazine.
Yeah.
You know, reading a report for work the next day might not be the best thing to do. And also, when we're thinking about the bedroom, your bedroom should be a sanctuary for sleep. So try and avoid doing all unnecessary activities in the bedroom. People watch television in bed, they'll eat in bed, they'll work in bed, they'll be on their laptop or their BlackBerry. You're creating a mental association with your bedroom, which are ones that you don't really want to have. Your bedroom should be for two things, you know, sleep and intimacy with your partner, and try and remove everything else to another room. So if you can find a comfortable seat to read something easy before bed, listen to some music, you know, light some candles, anything.
So not a thriller. That's the wrong thing to read at night.
A page-turning novel at bedtime might leave you excited.
I have discovered that, yeah.
Yes, and then you'll be thinking about it as you're lying in bed, which is actually going to have the reverse effect of what you're looking for.
Well, let's hope people can take your advice on board and get a better night's sleep as a result. I'm going to try it tonight. Neil, good to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed.